Hello, good afternoon, everyone. This is Kristin King. I'm here to talk today with you for Thrive on Thursday. I love doing this interview series. It's really exciting for me to be able to bring in women thought leaders whose passion and purpose in the world is to support others and ultimately to make the world a better place. Today, we are talking to Edyta. She is America's travel, wellness, and beauty coach. So welcome, Edyta. How are you today?
Kristen, thank you very much for having me. I'm doing great. How about yourself?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much. I'm really excited to talk with you today. So we have some really great questions and some wonderful information to bring to everyone. So I do want to just intro Edyta really quick so that anyone listening learns a little bit about who she is and her work. But Edyta is America's wellness and beauty expert. She's certified as an integrative nutrition. She's a health coach, and she's created Finelle.com to help thousands of women to look and feel their best at home and during travel in this new normal that we're all living in, right? So that they can have the beauty, confidence, and success that they truly desire. And Edyta is also the founder of both Satchell Global Travel Wellness, where she has created wellness programs for corporations as well. She's been featured in some of the most prominent travel and wellness publications, such as the New York Style Guide, Thrive Global, Travel Weekly, which is like the Vogue, it's like Vogue for fashion. So Travel Weekly is a really prominent publication in the travel world. And also very recently, Authority Magazine, right?
Mm-hmm.
So welcome, Edyta. So wonderful to have you here.
Thank you, Kristen. I'm a big fan. I really appreciate, we had a chat and we were able to talk about, joining you. I love it. I'm a member of your group on Facebook and I keep following you. So I'm super happy to be here with you today.
Oh, thank you so much. Well, we're really happy to be here with you. I think that travel, I mean, we're going to get into some really great questions in a minute, but travel is on everyone's mind right now because some of us have been stuck at home for a very long time and feel very scared or nervous or insecure around the topics of travel. Um, some people are still traveling, but then others
Mhm.
are holding themselves back from that because they just don't have some of the information that you can provide for all of us. That's why I feel like it's so relevant that you're here right now. So, to kick off the questions today, can you tell us why you support women in their efforts to optimize their health and their beauty?
Oh my goodness, you know what? It's an excellent question, very good question. And I agree with you. A lot of people are traveling, right? We traveled. When I say we ladies, because that sort of explains why I support ladies, women. So we traveled a lot intensively before COVID. I was one of them. I was one of those busy executives who traveled all the time, over 100 days on the road, many, many hours spent on the plane and so on. And really, truly, what happened was um, many times I got sick. I got frequently sick. I had developed skin problems. I had acne. I had redness. I developed stomach problems. I remember one time when it was yet another flight, or a red eye flight. I flew. I took the flight, arrived in the hotel. Usually I tend to arrive like 7 in the morning, but we know that at 8 a.m. in the morning, the hotel room is never ready, right? For us.
Right.
It's never ready. We have to wait hours. But what's happening for busy executives, and even if you go and visit your family, you get off the plane, and what? You have to go entertain, you have to talk to your clients, your managers, your prospects, and but you caught a cold, you are not feeling your best, you are not you know totally, you need to be 100%, but you are not. And I was that person. I frequently traveled. I was irritated. I was coming home with a lot of fatigue. That's what I was feeling, experiencing. I was coming home, upset, nervous. Many times it was like I didn't, finish my report. I didn't do this, and I mean, I didn't have time for my family, my friends, and after that flight, which I need to go back to that story actually. I got off the plane, I arrived in the hotel again 7 in the morning. At 8 o'clock, I had to present at a breakfast sort of event. And I have to tell you, I caught something. I don't know what it was. I was sweating. I had to go use the bathroom very frequently. I was red. I was in tears. I was red, and I was like, my goodness, I can't do it. But you know what? The problem was nobody cared. They wanted me to present, they wanted me to be there 100%. So it's like, I had to use my poker face and be there almost in tears. And the most important thing, which really was like how do you say it? Like the final nail in the coffin or something, right?
Yeah.
Was I presented without a makeup that day, without the makeup on. And for a person who has to look good and representative and professional and everything else, presenting in front of 100 people, it was devastating for me. And that's what happened to me. And I said, there must be a better way of traveling, doing, taking care of yourself, some kind of a routine, beauty routine, wellness, you name it, there must be something. And this is what really my personal experience, which things that happened to me. And when I was thinking, like, if this happens to me, it happens to everybody. I don't want to say everybody, but a lot of people, right? And a lot of people need help. I was one of them, and I didn't have help at that time. So I decided to create programs and support women because we are mothers, we are daughters, we are spouses, right? I mean,
Yeah.
and we are important people. We have to juggle and balance our private life and our work life and our, school events and other things, which I always missed. I was the mother who always missed those school events. And there was a situation yet another time. My daughter came to me and in tears, I got back from a trip and she said, Mom, you just missed the Mother's Day performance. And I was like, when? She said, today. You were the only mom who didn't show up. And when your child comes to, and this is a, true story. And when she came to me and she said that to me, my heart was like, oh my God. Do you know what I mean? And that was another sort of reminder I need to change something. And I did.
Yeah. That's wonderful. I just listening to your story makes me think like how much an experience like that can completely take away from being passionate about your work. Like if you loved your job and it involved a certain amount of travel and then you had an experience like what you went through, which as you just shared, you're sure you're not the first or the only one to experience this. So there are other women who have had an experience similar to the one you had, and how that tarnishes or takes away from their own personal enjoyment in their work. And then to top it all off, the icing on the cake is you're also missing your children's school plays or the Mother's Day parade or whatever, the Mother's Day thing that you shared. So it's like two things that aren't making you feel good. I just could see that being such a bad experience. So thank you for sharing.
And it was, I have to tell you, I even sometimes I have like a tear in my eye. And I'm
No.
seriously, that's what happens when I think about that moment. And when my daughter came to me and she told me that, and I still remember it, you know what I mean? And you don't forget those things. And she was crying. And at that time I was in tears too. And it wasn't fun, you know?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to hear that. Would you like to share 3 tips with our listeners on traveling during COVID and just, ways that might help them? Those who have to travel during this time regardless.
Excellent question, I have to tell you, because I think you mentioned it. A lot of people are traveling, and even when we think they are not, they are traveling. And I was one of them. I traveled intensively in July and August of last year, and within the US, and also I went to Poland. I'm from Europe. I'm from Poland, so I went to Europe, and I traveled within Europe too. And frankly speaking, I mean, people did not stop traveling. And this travel, and I want to sound in the wrong, I don't want people to take it in the wrong way, but this was one of the best travel experiences I had. And whoever you talk to traveling during COVID, this is one of the best experiences they have. There is not a lot of people. People are not crowding. No one is pushing you. It's very clean. the airplanes, you've never seen such clean airplanes, to be honest.
That's what
And
I heard.
yes, I mean, the airports, I mean, there are restaurants which are closed. And again, I don't want to force people to travel. I'm far from it, right? I just want people to know what's happening when we travel. So one of the, I just want to tell you a short story, because when I teach my clients, whether they're corporate clients or individuals, one of the tip which I provide to them is I always tell them about how to get ready to travel, right? Or what to do when you travel. So one of those, the piece of advice I give them is you have to pack smart, pack your luggage. The rules are different now. And based on my travel experience, I was coming back. Let me tell you a quick story. I was coming back from Europe to Washington, D.C., where I live now. And at the international airport, on the plane, we had to fill out like a questionnaire, medical health questionnaire. And at the airport, there were tables where people were like 5 tables, and the 5 individual people, I don't know, doctors, whoever they were waiting for us, people getting off the plane and taking our temperature. So there I was sitting in the business class, sitting by the window, and I got off the plane. I was one of the first ones, and as you can only imagine, there was no intimacy, privacy, nothing. And I'm standing there, and this gentleman is telling me, "Ma'am, your body temperature is elevated." And I said, "Oh my God, I'm telling you." I was sweating like I was never sweating before, right? I was red. I was like, the first thought was, I have COVID, right? And it was like, what do I do now? Not only that, I was like sort of scared and like very nervous, stressed out totally. The people behind me, they were standing in line, and they were looking at me, because everybody was hearing what the gentleman was saying. So I want to tell you that, rest assured, when I went to collect my luggage, there was no one standing next to me at the airport. I didn't have COVID, thank God, but um, that's what it is. So ever since, one of the things I talk about, pack smart, one of the items which you always believe is we need to have the face covering mask, this hand sanitizers, and I say yes, I don't disagree with that. But all I'm saying is there is one other item it's an essential item to carry with you, which is a body thermometer. So you can check your temperature. So think about it. I was sitting by the window. Your body temperature elevates. You are stressed out. Your body temperature elevates, and now someone takes a temperature, your temperature, body temperature, and they're like, "Oh my God, you have COVID," right? And you are even more stressed out, although you are not sick. So ever since, I travel, and I tell everyone to bring your body thermometer with you, because you don't know where your body temperature will be taken, and you don't want that unnecessary, unpleasant things, to happen to you. So
Yeah.
that's my little story about that. One other tip I talk about is insurance. Take your insurance when you travel. There are new rules and new sort of, always read the fine print. And some insurance companies, what they included is this sort of, in the event of a pandemic or any other sort of situations, uh, you are also covered. So check that. This is a totally new sort of verbiage, and
Oh,
very new, very new because of COVID. So I want you to be smart and proactive. And when you are calling for an insurance, because I do it, I buy an annual insurance for my travel, private travel, business travel, for my family, myself. And now I book when I buy it. Now I ask about that too, because that helps you a lot. Um, I always talk about the third piece of advice. I talk about your health, wellness, beauty routine when you travel. It's a must. We are not getting any younger, right? But I talk about things like how travel, especially being on the plane, how that impacts our body, youthfulness. We're aging much faster. Our skin is dry, but you want to look your best. I want you to look your best when you travel, right? And have your beauty routine, and it's all about the before, the during, and the after. So think about what you eat before the trip. Think about what you do on the plane or in transit, as I say it, whether you are traveling by car, it may be a road trip, it may be a train ride, it may be a metro ride to your work. That's a trip, right? And when you come home, what's happening? And Do you need vitamins, supplements, other things that you need? And I always talk about the beauty routine should be around the food. It should be about the beauty routine physically, like how you take care of your skin. What do you do? How do you hydrate your body, your skin, everything? What you need to do, right? So that's the whole beauty routine, and definitely something you must have. Like I said, we're not getting any younger.
Yeah. Is the beauty routine also, is that similar to the beauty and wellness itinerary that you talk about?
Oh, excellent
Is
question.
it the same or are they a little different?
Kristen, you know your stuff. I see. I love it. So what's happening? Let me explain. Every time we travel, right? Every time we travel, let's say I have an oily skin type, and I live in a climate which is, I'm in Virginia, Washington D.C. area, right? So we have a cold winter. It's not a very severe cold like in, let's say, the state of Wisconsin or Illinois, and so on. But we have cold. My skin is oily. When I travel to warm countries like India, other warm places, my skin becomes super dry.
Yeah.
So think about that. When I go to a place, salon, beauty salon, or where I go to a store, what I am being advised is, Miss, you should use this product because you have an oily skin, right? But we always have to ask about what products should I use because I'm traveling to this destination. So my beauty routines, which I actually customize and create for my clients, we look at, because I have access to those itineraries, right? The travel itineraries, the trip. I look at your skin type, your age. I look at the place you are living in right now. I look at your health problems, if any, skin allergies, if any, nutrition problems, if any, of course. And I create a beauty and wellness routine for the before, the during, and the after of your trip based on the destination you go to. Because your beauty and wellness routine, if you are traveling to warm countries, will be different than if you were to travel to the mountains, right?
Yes.
A year ago, I spent a few days in Lake Tahoe in January, 7,000, feet above sea level.
Yeah.
How do we feel? It's not the same environment we are in at home. So I always look at that. But I also advise on your beauty routine on the plane if you are taking a plane. What should you physically do? And
Yeah.
trust me, I do videos. I have them on my website. People look at me like she's crazy or something when I take them when I fly. But I have to tell you, I don't care anymore. I'm at this age that I don't have to care if someone is looking at me and staring at me when I do my beauty routine on the plane. And I feel so much better. Seriously, I mean, 10 years younger.
Wow. That's amazing. I could really benefit from what you're sharing today because whenever I travel from Colorado where we live and our house is over 8,000 feet in elevation, and then I travel to the East Coast where my family is and I'm in humid climate.
Mhm,
And usually we go during the summer, so it's the warmer
mhm,
time in the humid climate. My skin is so oily when I get off the plane. It's terrible. And
mhm,
I do the same routine no matter where I'm at. But I will tell you, when I moved from the East Coast to the mountains, I did change things up from like a long-term perspective.
mhm.
But when I just travel on shorter trips, I'm not thinking, like, I've never thought of that before. Like changing up your skincare routine. Um, I know for me personally, though, you mentioned eating. Food is such a big thing in my world as well. But I have started packing the healthy snacks that I know
Nice.
will serve my body because trying to find something in the airport is a nightmare right now, the way that I choose to eat, right? So with the way I choose to eat, it's almost impossible for me to find a quick meal at the airport that I can feel good about and that doesn't totally like drag me down or make me lethargic or tired. So I pack, the snacks that help me. So that's
Great.
one tip that I've figured out over the years. I'm sure you have 100, but that's one thing that I have course corrected with travel. That's really helped. So,
No, that's great. That's amazing. I'm glad to hear that. So if you are traveling with your own food, bring your own plastic bag for food because you want to avoid contaminations, right? So remember, like we started putting the cosmetics in the plastic bag.
Yeah.
right? Now we need to do the same with food, because then, you want to have as fewer touch points as possible within your travel, especially when you are traveling by plane and you are going through the security and so on. So don't forget your
Yeah.
plastic bag for
Yeah.
food.
Yes, definitely. Good tip. Thank you. So tell us how you're supporting corporations with their employee wellness efforts as well, because I know that's a big part of your business. So I'd love to hear more about that.
That's right. Yes. What I do, I prepare employees and their corporations to travel. If the requirement is for travel wellness, or the other options, I create overall wellness programs for corporations, and we look at what they have today, what kind of programs they have in place, whether the employees travel or not. If they travel, they have travel policies in place. So we would normally review those travel policies, and we will look for wellness gaps, and even wellness gaps in their programs. And I have to tell you, I teach, coach, educate the companies, their employees. I help them to prepare communication for their employees. um, we do a lot of also employee surveys, because when we work together, we need to ensure that the programs that we are creating are actually meeting the expectations of our team members, right? We want to make sure that this is something they want to and they expect of that wellness program. And I have to tell you, previously, historically, the wellness program was all around just access to the gym, pretty much.
Yes.
Now, oh yeah, I spent
Well, I
many,
believe
many
you.
years with corporations and for corporations. And now it's changes. It's about the nutrition, the wellness. It's about mental health. It's huge right now. So we are doing webinars about mental health as well, and different things related to it. So recommendations, and I always talk about savings as well. You can save. People are like, oh my God, I'm investing so much money. I don't have resources. And the truth is, I do that stuff. My company, Satchell Global, we do that for you, right? So you don't have to worry, because sometimes we are short staffed too. And I totally get that. But we do this for you. That's one thing. And you get all the templates, you get everything what you need to have a successful implementation of your wellness program.
Oh, that's wonderful. So you have everything built out with the wellness program, so it doesn't actually add to the company that you're working with, whoever your partner might be. And it doesn't consume their, staffing and additional resources. So it's very easy for them to implement your wellness program into their organization. And then it's very hands off for them. Like you've got it built
Mhm.
out and really effectively helping the staff. Is that right?
That's correct. Yes. I mean, I know what it is, what's important to corporations. They want to make money. Their time is precious, and that's what I help them with that. So I do this stuff a lot of that stuff is done by us. Of course, they have to be a little bit engaged, right? But majority of the stuff is done by us, and they have a ready to use things that they need. Of course, fully customized, right? Because one company doesn't equal the other, so it's fully customized.
That's awesome. That's so
Mhm.
cool. Well, thank you so much for sharing. Can you tell our listeners that are here today where they can learn more about you and your programs?
All right. So you can go to my website, finelle.com. This is the program for ladies. You can find me on my Facebook group, which is Finelle Fab. And this is, I think that's what you can see below the
Yeah.
screen.
Yep.
So definitely take a look at that. Join us, because at the end of February, I have a contest. So bring your friend. The more friends you bring to the group, the better, because we have beautiful beauty products actually to win. The value of $360. So it's not nothing, right?
Wow.
It's a nice, beautiful set, which are beauty products with also some other extra things, which I'm not going to tell you because you need to come and join me today. And my email address, I think you can see, is esatchell@satchelleglobal.com. So this is where you can find me. And of course, I would like to invite you guys to contact me. And I'm offering free discovery sessions just for Kristin's tribe, right? So I'm happy to do that too. I have a calendar for just I think 3, 4 of them. So whoever is first come, first served, right? 3, 4 ladies, I would be happy to provide free consultation.
Yeah, and you'll I believe you're going to just put a link below the video, right? So that someone can just click the link to schedule that 30 minutes. You said it was
I
30 minutes? Okay.
Yeah, I will do it. I will definitely do it, and so that you don't have to do anything. Just click.
Right. Super easy. All right. Well, thank you so much for being here today and for sharing with us. You gave me some really cool things to think about for upcoming travel that hopefully I'll be taking.
Of
But
course.
anyway, thank you so much, Edyta. It was wonderful talking with you. And anyone with questions, please feel free to contact her. The email is here in the banner. Her Facebook group is also here in the banner. And then we can put the Finelle website in the links below as well. So thank you, Edyta. Have a wonderful rest of the day. And bye,
Thank you,
everyone.
Kristin. Thank you.
Bye, everybody.